Welcome to AI World TV, your go-to destination for everything artificial intelligence. Discover the captivating landscape of AI, where advanced technology finds real-life application. Subscribe to AI World TV for webzine articles, reports, podcasts, videos, live events, and latest trends. Hear from top industry leaders and discover how AI is transforming industries and our daily lives.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we are really trying to move past the simple good versus bad narrative.
Right.
The alarmist headlines on one side and then the sort of overly rosy forecasts on the other. We're looking at artificial intelligence through a much more comprehensive lens. And our main source today is a really sharp, candid assessment from a senior editor at the AI World Journal.
That's right. And for you listening, our mission here is to give you the shortcut, really, to understanding the three essential layers of AI that are happening right now.
Go.
We're going to dive into the breathtaking potential, but also the uncomfortable risks, and then some of the, frankly, dangerous moments.
Because this isn't science fiction anymore, is it?
Not at all. We have to understand all these layers if we hope to shape this future, instead of, just letting the technology dictate the terms for us.
Exactly. AI is the engine that's already reshaping how we work, how we communicate, how we create.
And how we make decisions. Really high-stakes decisions every single day.
So we need to be informed actors here, not just passive observers.
This is all happening right now. It's entirely contemporary.
Okay, let's unpack this assessment. I think we should start with the most profound upside, what the source material calls the good.
Yeah.
We're talking about AI as a genuine life-saving force for human progress.
And if you're looking for the #1 area of transformation, the source points immediately to healthcare and medical research.
Okay.
This is where AI's impact is described as being able to, fundamentally change the course of human life for the better.
And not in decades, but like now.
Right now.
The specifics on speed that are mentioned, they're incredible. That's the real breakthrough, right?
It is.
Think about AI's ability to analyze medical data, MRI scans, lab results, patient genetics. And it spots these complex patterns that even a top specialist, who's just limited by the sheer volume of material, might take months to find.
And that speed, it isn't just a buzzword, it's the whole differentiator. The biggest aha moment in the research is how AI just dramatically accelerates scientific discovery.
So give us an example of that.
Okay, so imagine a team researching, say, a specific protein related to cancer.
Right.
Instead of spending 2 years manually reading and cross-referencing 10,000 scientific papers, the AI can sift through, connect, and synthesize that entire body of knowledge, basically, instantly.
Wait, so you're saying it doesn't just process data faster, it actually compresses the time for hypothesis generation, the time it takes a researcher to even figure out which way to go.
Precisely. It's compressing that timeline from problem to potential solution from, years down to weeks.
Wow.
And the speed is already giving us tangible benefits. We're seeing AI systems detecting tiny tumors or rare diseases much earlier and far more accurately than a human analyst alone.
And it's not just speed, right? It's also a personalization. Yeah.
Correct. AI is personalizing treatments, moving away from that one-size-fits-all model. It tailors dosages and therapies based on an individual's real-time health data.
And what about access?
Critically, it's making medical expertise accessible in regions that just don't have enough doctors. It's like a knowledge bridge that just didn't exist before.
So the key insight here seems to be that in medicine, AI is a force multiplier for human skill. It's assisting and amplifying what we can do.
Yes, it's saving lives, but it's not replacing that necessary human element. The consensus is it's the most powerful tool ever introduced to the medical field.
Okay, so outside of medicine, the second major area of good that's highlighted is personal empowerment, democratization.
Right.
The idea that AI is giving immense power to individuals. That was, historically just for massive corporations with huge R&D budgets.
Think about the daily workflow for a small startup, or even just one creative person. You now have tools that can accelerate your market research, analyze complex financial data, draft legal content, build prototypes. Before, you'd need a Bloomberg terminal and a whole team of analysts for that.
The contrast is pretty stark.
Yeah.
The ability to test a business model or analyze a supply chain that's work that once took huge teams, weeks, and millions of dollars.
And now one person can do it in an afternoon.
With off-the-shelf AI tools.
Yeah.
It just gives individuals this immense leverage to think bigger and move faster.
And that capability is revolutionary. But revolutionary speed creates friction.
That's the perfect pivot. Let's transition from all the exhilarating potential to the bad. The structural challenges that are already causing, I think, very real anxiety.
Especially for workers.
The first big structural issue is just the sheer speed of the disruption. It's outpacing our human systems.
We call this the disruption speed problem.
And is a massive social challenge. People are being displaced from their jobs, or their roles are changing so fast that our institutions,
Our schools, our government programs.
They can't possibly keep up. They can't retrain and reskill people fast enough.
and if human systems can't adapt to machine speed, the consequences get pretty severe. It leaves huge parts of the population feeling uneasy and institutions just scrambling.
It widens that social and economic gap.
Exactly.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting on the technical side and where trust starts to, fundamentally break down.
Yeah.
The problem of black box models.
Yes.
We're building systems where the internal logic is often genuinely impossible for us to interpret.
It's the ultimate accountability crisis.
Yeah.
We're relying on AI for loan approvals, for risk assessments and legal sentencing, for hiring decisions.
Sure.
But if a decision gets challenged, and even the AI engineers who built the thing can't fully explain why the model gave that specific output.
Like why it flagged one loan applicant as high risk.
Right. Then we have no recourse. There's no way to audit it. But wait, doesn't that lack of interpretability worry the engineers themselves? I mean, if they can't explain the output, how can they guarantee the model isn't slowly drifting and starting to produce biased or just dangerous results?
Yeah, it's a sharp question, and that's exactly why this is a bad problem, not just some technical quirk. That concern is known as model drift.
Model drift.
As the real world changes, the model keeps learning, and it can slowly move away from its initial validated parameters. If it's a black box, you only realize it's gone off the rails when the outcomes start getting obviously skewed.
Which makes transparency sort of a non-negotiable for high-stakes AI.
It has to be.
And speaking of skewed outcomes, let's talk about misinformation. How it's amplified in these algorithmic systems, especially on social platforms.
The problem here isn't that the AI is, maliciously trying to spread lies. The mechanism is much more insidious than that.
Okay.
Social platforms are built, they're structured to optimize for engagement, clicks, shares, comments. That's the bottom line. And the AI learns that intense emotion drives engagement.
So the algorithm ends up prioritizing emotional reactions, anger, outrage, fear over whether or not something is actually true.
Precisely. The more heated or divisive the content, the more visible the AI makes it.
And the stakes there are just massive.
Huge. This has real-time consequences for political stability, for social cohesion, for public trust in our institutions. The AI is just doing the job it was built to do, but the unintended result is it fractures our shared sense of reality.
That brings us directly to the ugly. This is the part described as actually...
You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
dangerous. The immediate malicious capabilities of AI that threaten our whole perception of reality and safety.
This is where AI pushes the fragility of truth right to the very edge. We're talking about the erosion of reality driven by deepfakes and synthetic identity.
The weaponization of generative AI.
Exactly.
The source material is very clear about where we are right now. Deepfakes are, for all intents and purposes, indistinguishable from authentic footage.
Visually and audibly, we have AI voice clones that are perfect impersonations. This isn't just for fun anymore. These tools are the foundation for what are called synthetic identities. And we're seeing these identities designed specifically to disrupt major sectors.
Like in politics.
In politics, you see these targeted slander campaigns using a cloned voice of an opponent. In finance, we're seeing complex fraud where an AI clones a CEO's voice to authorize a massive wire transfer.
So the ability to just manufacture a person's face, their voice, their entire digital persona Something that used to require a movie studio can now happen in minutes.
With tools that are readily available, it's a huge threat multiplier.
And while that synthetic media gets all the headlines, the other major threat you mentioned is maybe even scarier for cybersecurity folks. Malicious autonomous agents, MAAs.
Yeah, these are terrifying.
So what are they? How are they different from the malware we've been dealing with for years?
MAAs are a step change. Traditional malware is static. It does its thing, executes its payload, reports back.
Okay.
Autonomous agents are dynamic. They're AI systems that can self-optimize. They adapt their strategy in real time based on the network defenses they run into.
So they don't just attack, they're actually learning and evolving during the attack.
Exactly. They can carry out these incredibly complex multi-vector cyber attacks at a massive scale. They can identify and exploit vulnerabilities faster than a human defense team can even realize there's been a breach.
Wow. They operate silently and extensively.
And they demand immediate and serious regulatory attention.
Okay, so we've got this three-tiered assessment. The good, with life-saving speed. The bad, with structural disruption. And the ugly, the systemic threat to identity and trust. Let's pull back and synthesize the core message. Despite the bad and the ugly, the source editor says they remain fundamentally optimistic.
And that optimism is really only justified if you weigh the breakthroughs in global health, the acceleration of science. The potential uplift for humanity is just too vast to dismiss.
But that optimism is conditional. It's meaningless without the other half of the equation, which is responsibility.
Right. Progress without clear governance, without guardrails, just becomes risk.
So what does that mean for us then?
It leads directly to what the source calls the core requirements for building a better future with AI. There are specific, immediate needs we have to address.
First, we need to enforce and require transparent AI systems. We have to move away from these opaque black boxes.
Which directly addresses the bad of model drift and that accountability crisis we talked about.
Second, we have to prioritize establishing clear, functional ethical guidelines that protect personal identity and autonomy from this synthetic disruption.
That tackles the ugly of deepfakes and MAAs head-on.
Third, and this is crucial for that bad disruption speed, is fundamentally restructuring our education systems to prepare for an AI-first economy.
Making continuous reskilling just the normal thing, not the exception.
And finally, a global call for thoughtful, non-reactionary regulation.
Yes. The focus has to be on public understanding, replacing those fear-driven narratives which just lead to paralysis with knowledgeable, constructive dialogue.
And this choice, whether we as a society decide to shape AI through these requirements, or we just sort of let AI shape us without our input, that feels like the defining choice of our time.
I think it is. We've taken a deep dive today into the complex layers of AI. The good, life-saving progress and democratized power. The bad, disruptive speed and unstable black box systems. And the ugly, the active erosion of reality and trust.
So here is a final provocative thought for you to consider, building on that profound speed we discussed in medicine. Given that AI is accelerating drug discovery and scientific breakthroughs almost instantly, how must our human institutions, universities that grant degrees, academic journals that publish research, government bodies that fund science, how do they fundamentally change their timelines and structures to handle this influx of discovery that's now happening at machine speed?
Do our current systems even have the capacity to keep up with that pace of knowledge generation?
That's the question we'll leave you with. We hope this deep dive gave you the essential framework to be well-informed on this vital topic.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape, this is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.